words in the sentence starter would be a mimic, would reflect what was the question. Another idea you had was that, well, they're going to say answers in a complete sentence. Now, the side benefit of that is not only are they using more academic language in class, but is it possible it might have a positive impact on their writing? Yes or no, everyone? Yeah, so if I'm often saying complete sentences, I'm more likely to be able to write those complete sentences. So all of those are the benefits. And sometimes you might even consider doing a sentence starter that is in written form. So in a moment, I'm going to just share 2 lessons where that's exactly what I did. So we would ask a question, give the kids thinking time, and then give them a sentence starter and have them share with their partner. And then I might call on Tiffany to share her answer, and then we might discuss it. So let's look at this in action. And I am going to use 2 lessons that I have taught rather recently, and one of them was a vocabulary lesson. And we'll be able to see the impact of, you don't have this, this is a bonus, it's up here, the benefit of it in teaching vocabulary. So I was teaching this passage, preparing the kids with vocabulary. It was a grade 5 class, and these were the words that they had to learn. So everybody, you're going to be my students, and our first word today, everyone, is compete. What word, everyone? Compete, okay? And it is what part of speech, everyone? A verb. And everybody, please read the first part of the definition with me and go. If you compete in a contest, sport, or game, you take part in it. Continue. The people who compete strive to be the best at the activity. So here, I introduced the word and introduced the definition. And because having you repeat the word compete was short and the same, we said it together. Since the part of speech was short, we said it together. And I didn't read the slide to you. I often go into classes and I see the teachers reading what's on the screen, reading the directions, reading the steps in the experiment in science, reading the prompt in writing. And you know, the teacher's getting a lot better at reading. But it would make more sense for us to like read it together so that you too could be increasing your reading skills, right? But because you have a variety of students, you might have to scaffold it by reading it with them to support your lowest performing students. So we introduced the word and we introduced the definition. So be my student. So if I take part in a sport or a game to figure out who is the best at it, I do what, everyone? I compete. Okay? Now, here we have some examples, and read the sentence with me and go. These bike riders compete to determine the fastest rider. So here we have bike riders or cyclists, and they are participating in bike riding, but they're really trying to figure out who is the best. They do what, everyone? They compete. Now, here we have some men who think they're playing a sport, but we're going to go with a game. And so read the sentence, everyone. These foosball players compete to determine the best team. And so they not only participate in foosball, but they want to find out who's the best. They do what, everyone? They compete. Okay, so we introduced the word, we gave a student-friendly explanation, now we've shared some examples. Now I want to ask a question to verify your understanding. So everybody, read the first paragraph and go. There are many sports and games that you could compete in. Think of one that you would enjoy. So, and read the next sentence. Tell your partner what you would like to compete in. So everybody think, if you were going to compete in a game or a sport, what might it be? So thinking. And ones, you're going to start by saying, everybody read it with me, I would like to compete in. Ones, use the sentence starter first, then twos, say your answer and go. Okay, looking up here. Emily, report your sentence. Be sure you use the sentence starter.
I would like to compete in skiing.
In skiing. And your answer, Lynn.
I would like to compete in golf.
Excellent job. So now, the reason I gave a written one here is sometimes the students can't remember the sentence starter, but could they refer to it, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay? And so in vocabulary, I'm asking a question, and I could structure it with a sentence starter. Well, let's look at it in terms of a reading lesson. And so I was teaching a reading lesson in second grade, and when we did the comprehension, we used written sentence starters. So this was a second grade story, and like all of you, I prepared them, ensuring that they could actually read the words. And so some of the words were irregular, and so, be my students, I only wish I was taller. And look at the top word, and that word is world. Everybody say the word. World. And the next word is caught. What word? Caught. And so I just told them these words. But notice again, I am using choral responses there. And these words we read by parts. And so be my students, and what's this first part, everyone? Crest. Next part, and say the sound. Next part is scent. And the word is crescent. So there, because the answers were short and the same, we said the parts together and the word. And then we looked at words with ed endings, which is the most difficult thing to be consistent with English language learners. So this word is what, everyone? Snuggle. And now you, what, everyone? You snuggle. Okay? And then we went to words that they had learned the meaning of, and be my students. You're going to listen to my story and think of what word it is. Then form the number on your table. And when I say show me, you will show me, okay? So I am thinking of a word that means to look at something quickly. Form the number on your table. Okay, and everybody, show me. And the word is what, everyone? Glanced, okay? And later we'll use those hand signals, but again, let's do a quick review. If we use those, it would be a way to help everybody be what, everyone? Accountable. And it would be a way for me to be able to monitor. So we're infusing in here just a little bit of cumulative review. Well, this lesson was to teach them a comprehension strategy of making an inference, using what you've read, what you already know, pulling it together to make a what, everyone? An inference. Okay? And I used the actual questions from the core reading program. But what I did is I put on the screen the question and then gave them a what, everyone? A sentence starter. So we looked at the first page and I asked them, so what do you think the story is about? They thought about it, and then I said, you're going to tell your partner and you're going to start by saying what, everyone? This story is about. Now that's pretty literal question, but later when we did more complex answers, we also used the sentence starters. So why did Julie bring home the pups? And so use what you read and what you know to make an inference. Gave them a chance to think, and then I said, you're going to tell your partner your answer and read the sentence starter, everyone. Julie brought the pups home because. See, that is language that we don't always hear in elementary school. We hear things more like, well, you know, yeah, you know, she liked those pups. She was saved once by the pups. You know, that wolf helped her. Yeah, you know. And what we want here is more academic language, and we can actually structure it through what, everyone? Sentence starters. So if you haven't used them, either verbal or written ones, consider it for your next year, because I will tell you the quality of the answers will go way up when the students have that kind of scaffolding. So let's go back to the strategy we were just looking at, and on slide 24. So locate that again. Just a second. There we go. So let's start at the top again, because we sort of stopped in midstream. First, we're going to ask a what, everyone? Question. And we're going to give them what kind of time? Thinking time. And then we might choose to scaffold their answer by giving them a sentence starter. And then they're going to share the answer with their partner. And then I might call on Amanda, and she gives her answer. Now, because Amanda had an opportunity to think of the answer and then rehearse it with her partner, and then she even might have gotten feedback from her partner, is it possible that combination of having a chance to think, having a chance to rehearse, and getting feedback, plus the scaffolding of the sentence starter, might lift up the quality of our answers? Yes or no, everyone? Yes. And so, and then we might even engage the students in discussion. Now, here is the challenge with discussion with elementary students. Is it possible that some children might not participate in a discussion? Could it happen? Yes or no, everyone? Yes, okay? And so we might even have to scaffold and support the discussion. And a number of studies have done it by giving discussion sentence starters. So glance at your next slide. Think about this as like a poster in the front of your room. And so I call on Karen after you've given your answer. And I say, so Karen, respond to Amanda's answer. And these are your possibilities. You might say, you know, I disagree with Amanda because, or I disagree with Amanda, I think this, or I agree with Amanda and because, or I agree with Amanda, I think this. Now, raise your hand if some of your kids might be more likely to be able to join a discussion if they had a little scaffolding to support them. Raise your hand if you think that's possible. Now, here, I've used what I've found in a number of studies, but if I had older children, I might even have them brainstorm. What are the kind of wordings I could use if you were going to agree or disagree, and we could use their own language as sentence starters. But you know, so many children might hear arguments at home, but not necessarily like discussions. And so this would give them some support. So I'm just telling you, this strategy versus our common strategy of just saying, we've read a page in our core program or in our intervention program, and you say, Brooke, and ask a question. No thinking time, no rehearsal time, no feedback time, and we get wimpy answers. True? But if we use a strategy like this, it'll immediately lift up the quality of the answers.
Before you proceed to Session 5, summarize your knowledge from this session and plan how to use and improve the use of partners in your classroom. Use the review and follow-up tasks in the session handout to identify when you will use partner responses, the key elements to have in place when your students work in partners, and how to use the think, pair, share, and partners first strategies. In Session 5, Dr. Archer will present additional ways that you might use partner responses in your classroom, such as having students teach information to a partner, study with a partner, and assist a partner with various tasks.